Okay, these are the late breaking stories. We cover a lot of Formula One auto racing because it's really become a big thing here in the States. Love to get some F1 fans join us in the fans forum chat box. This soap opera about Team Red Bull out of Austria, the one that has Max Verstappen as their superstar driver, and it's constant drama. Red Bull just fired their CEO. His name is Christian Horner. He was the architect of everything that happened with that F1 team. Horner went there in 2005 to become the CEO when Red Bull bought the near bankrupt, destitute Jaguar team. This was bottom of the barrel. And Horner's expertise in auto racing built that thing. They won 124 races while Horner was the CEO of Team Red Bull. They had two great drivers, Sebastian Vettel, till he retired, and then they discovered Verstappen. But they've really run upon rough times. Verstappen has become a megastar. He's become a head case, basket case. He has clashed with everybody within that organization. They dominated for 2.5 years and then fell off the face of the earth and just have not been able to win. They're fourth in points championships this year, and the demand is you're part of Red Bull, you win. So anyhow, Horner's been involved with flaps with Verstappen, Verstappen's father, the pit crew. They've lost some front office executives because Horner did not like the way they were operating the team. The decision to remove one of their hottest young rookie drivers that they tossed overboard just 2 races into the season. Anyhow, Christian Horner is out. This guy did so many brilliant things, but his decisions obviously have come back to haunt him. So that's a big story in Formula One racing. We'll see if Verstappen can rescue that team the rest of the season. Soccer. We've talked extensively about Team USA's men. Talk about Team USA's women. Interesting story from Trinity Rodman, who, of course, is one of the bright stars on the U.S. women's program. She lectured the media this week. She was at Wimbledon watching the tournament, and I mean, she attracts attention because she's such a great name, great star. And she lectured the TV crews and said, "It is time for you, Mr. Reporter, to stop making reference to Dennis Rodman. I'm tired of answering everybody's questions. Yes, he might be part of my blood, but he's not my father. Ooh. He's not my dad. He's never been part of my life. Don't ask me about being Dennis Rodman's daughter." End of interview. Interesting story there. FIFA. They're getting ready for the championship game in the Club World Cup, which has drawn some big crowds, disastrous crowds, taken an enormous amount of controversy. On Sunday, Chelsea is going to meet Paris Saint-Germain in the championship game. But there's just been massive controversy about the games, the wear and tear on players, the ticket prices, brutal heat in some of the outdoor stadiums. And now we find out at the semifinal game that Chelsea played, in which they posted the victory to get to the championship game, there were 70,000 that were in the stadium. FIFA took the tickets that they had tried to price at $300 per ticket. They were selling them for $13 on game day.
Oh my God.
This thing has just been a fiasco and a half. So we got that FIFA story there too. Liverpool, tremendously sad weekend ahead of us. As we talked about early in the week, one of their stars, Diogo Jota, was killed in a terrible auto accident in Spain. He was on his way to England for the opening of their training camp. Mo Salah, the star of Liverpool, is one of Jota's friends, says the players don't want to be on the pitch right now trying to practice because of what's happened. The police investigation have indicated that Jota, who was driving a Lamborghini, was doing 97 on a country highway, tried to pass a truck at a high speed, suffered a blowout. The Lamborghini hit 2 guardrails, exploded into fire. They got trapped inside and burned to death. Just a terribly tragic story. Tennis. We're ready. We're ready for the championship on the weekend. Now, we've got to get through Friday's men's semifinals, which is going to be interesting. Jannik Sinner versus Novak Djokovic. These two guys are real competitors, but Djokovic is the last of the great legendary stars still on the tour. Here comes Sinner. It's going to be interesting to see who wins that Friday semifinal. The other semifinal has Taylor Fritz in it against Carlos Alcaraz. It's been a tournament full of injuries, upsets, fluke happenstances. Early hours this morning, the number one woman, Aryna Sabalenka, got knocked out by a girl from New Jersey, of all people. And Sabalenka has had all these temper tantrums on the court. Her game just goes haywire. She kind of plays like you play. Sometimes you're okay, and other times you're hitting the ball out on the road. She just absolutely unraveled. So Wimbledon's going to be fun, especially on the men's side. There's nobody left in the women. Every big name, started with Coco Gauff getting knocked out first day, and now the number one seed got nailed early this morning. So if you like tennis, got Wimbledon on the weekend. And this is bizarre. Mary Lou Retton, we've talked about her in the news, former Olympic gymnastic gold medal star, lives in West Virginia, arrested DUI. There appears to be a history of mental illness that has developed with Mary Lou Retton. She's unmarried now, no money, had no health insurance. They had to have a GoFundMe campaign to come up with money to take care of her medical issues. She's got breathing problems. Anyhow, she got arrested on DUI walking down the street, refused to take the breathalyzer test. And then she got in a confrontation with the state troopers outside of Fairmont, West Virginia, and said she pulled the, "Do you know who I am?"
Yeah, that always works.
"I am West Virginia's first daughter." That's a really sad commentary, and there's nobody there to help her. Her daughters are there, but it's kind of a sad situation for somebody who was so popular and so successful. So, John, I threw a lot of darts on the board. Go ahead, pick some of that stuff you want to talk about.
Mary Lou Retton, really? I mean, that's like America's darling,
Bizarre.
It is bizarre. And, she was the queen of the world, man, back, was it the 84 Olympics?
Yes.
So that's just a really sad story. I was watching a little more Wimbledon this year than I had in previous years, and it's a really great tournament. It's just so classic. And I just remember watching a lot of it when I was a teenager, when all the American stars were dominating the sport. But it's fun to kind of reconnect with Wimbledon because it's a different flavor of tennis. And then the fans that are there in the stands, it's a cool atmosphere. It's a lot different than other sports.
It's a really different tourney than the French Open because this is grass and it's just got a different environment to it. That is clay. Obviously, hot weather, rain makes a big difference. Fans in France are much more vocal than they're so reserved at center court at Wimbledon. So, great tournament. But we're going through a changing of the guard. There obviously is no more Agassi. There is no more Rafael Nadal, Roger Federer, who's gone into retirement. So Djokovic is the last of that group of studs that's still there. And here comes Alcala and here comes Sinner. And those guys just play fierce tennis. Sabalenka on the women's side, all the women are gone. I mean, when Venus and Serena left and retired, age and injury, women's side just has not had anybody step forward. Sabalenka's got all this talent. I think she's from Belarus. But boy, she is so stormy on the court. And when she loses her composure. I've seen video of her coming off the court, smashing her rackets against the wall and screaming. And she's really acted badly in some of the post-tournament press conferences. And then she apologizes. But Sabalenka got beat by the girl from New Jersey that nobody knew. How's that possible? How could you be number one in the world and be so up and down, hot and cold? So Wimbledon is so cool. I got introduced to Wimbledon back in the 80s. It's when I first started to pay attention to it, and I was kind of spoiled. I'd sit there and I would watch Borg and McEnroe and Connors and Jim Courier. It was just phenomenal. And Pete Sampras. It was just phenomenal tennis. With elite personalities and players. And on the men's side and the other side, it was Chrissy, it was Martina. It was Martina, it was Chrissy. And they disliked each other. And the biggest angle to that storyline is they are the closest of friends right now because they're both cancer survivors. I mean, they are really bonded. It's kind of cool to see that.
Yeah, well, those two are linked, Martina and Chrissy, kind of like Larry Bird and Magic Johnson to a degree. But there's just so many other names in that era, like Michael Chang and Jennifer Capriati. Who
but they were there for short periods.
Yeah.
We're talking about some of the dominated.
Yeah, but I mean, I'm just thinking of McEnroe. You cannot be serious. He was fantastic.
He's great on TV right now.
Yeah, he is. I've noticed that he's doing some ads and things. But it's kind of cool that we've got an American that's in the finals for the ladies championship, knocked off the number one in the world. We got someone to cheer for.
Yeah, but nobody knows who she is.
Well, we're going to find out.
Yeah, it's really, really strange. Okay, that's all things. Fans Forum chat box is just around the corner.